first thing you need to think about when you're building a serve or you're just starting to get into tennis and you're looking for a serve is what grip you're going to use. I recommend using the continental grip, which is the racket looks like it's on its side. If you were using a hammer to hit a nail into a bit of wood, that's how it would feel in your hand. And the reason for that is it's going to give you a high ceiling, so you're going to be able to do more as you get better. You can use different spins, you can disguise the type of serve you're going to hit from your opponent, but it just gives you more potential as you get better as a server. The second part of building a serve is going to be your toss. The way you hold the ball in your hand is quite important as well. When you grab the ball, we don't want to hold the whole ball deep in your hand. You want to have that ball in the pads of your fingers, in the ends of your fingers, and it's really more of a placement than a throw or a toss. So the elbow stays straight, the wrist stays straight, and as you let that ball go, you want to release it, place it up in front. The location is very important. On a first serve specifically, it needs to be about a racket length inside the court. So you're reaching forward, and it's also to the right, so it's above your hitting ear, your right ear. If I'm a right-hander, I'm trying to place it above my right ear. If I'm a left-hander, I'm trying to place it above my left ear. So toss location and depth is very important, and it's something you need to practice before you can start to accurately hit your serve consistently. So the next part is very important. It's starting to piece it together. It's what I call progression one, and this is where your elbow and your racket starts. So a lot of people will start from the front. I think that's a mistake. I think you want to segment the pieces of the serve down and then build them all back together at the end. So progression one is where you've got your continental grip, you've got your toss ready to go at the hip level, and your elbow position is away from your body but below your shoulder. So you can see where I am now. Many times people's elbows will be up above the shoulder, too high or too close to the body, but the correct place for the elbow to start is away from the body and below the shoulder, and you see that with the continental grip I'm in this position. It's important to note that I don't have my palm to the sky. This is called the waiter's serve. My palm is down, so the side that I'm going to hit with is down, and that facilitates the racket path past my ear into behind my shoulder and then out. So it looks like this from the side. This is my starting position. So that's very important. A lot of people will go straight from the start, and you need to segment it to get better at this. So this is the starting point. This is where we're going to hit from. So when you're practicing your toss, one thing to note is the height. You do not need a really high toss. You do need to be able to hit the ball as high as you can reach, but that doesn't mean that the toss needs to be 20 feet and you wait for it to come down. If you look at most of the great next-gen servers, the modern servers, the toss is a little bit higher than where they're going to hit, and that allows them to be more consistent in different conditions. They can time their serve better, and a lot of them are hitting it much closer to where the ball stops in the air. So think about where you can reach, toss a little bit higher than that, and then reach up as high as you can to get the ball in front of you. It's as high as you can reach, and it's forward inside the service line. So I'm going to hit a few from progression one. I've got more balls in my hand. Make sure you only use one at a time, but I'm going to show you the feet positioning as well, and then starting from the service line, how I'm just going to roll my shoulder over, get comfortable with that feel. As I progress with that, I would move back a few feet at a time until I'm on the baseline. So I'm going to show you that now. So be patient, practice a lot. It does take time to get a very good serve. It might seem easy, but it takes a lot of practice. I would specifically worry mostly about your upper body, the way you toss, the way you hit. The feet and the legs will come later. So with my students, I like to segment it to work on the upper body first, get those mechanics down, and then from there later on you can decide whether you want to be a platform stance server where your feet don't move, or you want to be a pin point stance server where your back foot moves up. But again, I would specify that you want to use mostly be concerned with the upper body, the way that moves first before you